What's good, people? End of a great fight. End of a good fight. End of a good fight. Great performance by Terrence Bud Crawford. Well, I won't say a good performance. I give him a B plus. I give him a B plus. I give him a B plus. I ain't gonna lie. First of all, I gotta give credit to Sean Porter. He's actually better than I thought he was. Well, maybe Terrence Bud Crawford's not as good as I thought he was. I put Terrence Bud Crawford in Red Fire Air as like one of the greatness. So maybe I need to temper that a little bit because I see so much like his skill and shit, and I'm just like, damn, this dude's just different. There's levels to different now. There's levels to different now. So maybe I need to temper that a little bit. But like the first 4 rounds, either way, they could have went either way. And what was puzzling me was Bowmaker kept telling them box, 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 and I'm like, why you boxing? The times you let your hands go, you were hurting them. Just let your hands go. That's what I think, but I don't know nothing about boxing. Bo Max a trainer, Terrence Bud Crawford the fighter, so I don't know nothing about none of that. But then Bud started doing Bud things. And like Sean Porter said, he has that quan, that it. He got it. He had it. And he used it. Dropped Sean Porter. Then when he dropped him with a body shot, I was like, oh my goodness. And then Sean Porter, the second time he was down, he got up when he tried to get up. But when he got up kind of slow, like he wasn't, like it was almost, it's time to stop it. And Bud did say at the end that he came back with a vengeance. He was gonna come with a vengeance. But Kenny Porter's on the apron, threw the towel in. Hey, when somebody like a Sean Porter gets dropped by a body shot, first of all, getting dropped by a body shot, that's first of all, body shots hurt. Then to get dropped by a body shot, I don't know too many guys that have been dropped by body shots and got up and continued to fight. Now it has been done. Some got dropped by body shots, continued to fight, and actually won the fight. But that doesn't happen that often. Usually when somebody gets dropped with a body shot, that's it. Or they gonna lose the fight. Yeah. But when he got dropped, he struggled to get on his feet. He was ready to go. Like I said, Sean Porter, hey, he got a lot of pride. He made the fight look ugly. He got a lot of pride. Bud helped it look ugly because he wasn't counter punches out as much as I thought he would. Sometimes he just sat there and like Bo Mac said, you might not think that's doing nothing, but he was getting points. He was winning rounds. But like I said, it was closer than what it should have been. I think Bud could have got him out there quicker. But I think I did predict that he was gonna get him out there in the 10th round. I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to go back and check the video. Probably don't check the video. Probably don't. Cause who said I told you so? But I got lucky. If I predicted 10 rounds, I got lucky. I should have bet this. I should have put this shit in Vegas. That's what I should have did. I should have put that shit. Should put that shit. Should have bet this shit in Vegas. But I didn't know Earl Spence was in the building. Earl Spence was there. Now when the fight was over, I know all y'all saw his face. LDBC. LDBC. Come on, Fanon. What's the other one? 7-8. What's the other one? BFTB. Come on, all y'all. They be saying all this bull jive. I'm trying to be good about that. All y'all just saying this bull jive. Cause it's just boxing. I ain't making no money off of it, so ain't no point in me getting emotional. Just ain't no point. No point in name calling. But all you fellas, all you dudes, what's good? What's the excuse you got for Earl Spence now? Who is the best welterweight now? Well, Earl Spence the better welterweight because he's been there longer. You gotta give him the edge. Well, he has 2 titles. You gotta give him the edge. He's fought better competition. Give him the edge. Okay. They fought. Earl Spence told his opponent his best fight against Sean Porter. Bud Crawford told his opponent his best fight against Sean Porter. And what happened with Bud Crawford? The same thing that's happened with everybody else. Same thing that happened with Jeff Horn. Same thing happened to David Benavidez. Same thing happened to Amir Khan. Same thing happened to Kavalauskas. Same thing happened to Sean Porter. Same thing. They don't make it to the final bell. Earl Spence, who everybody's saying is supposedly the strongest welterweight, supposedly is too big for Bud Crawford, supposedly this big boogeyman, he couldn't knock out Mikey Garcia, who just came up from 130. Was it 130 or 135? I think Mike Garcia fought Robert Easter Jr. at 135 before he fought Earl Spence. You couldn't even put him away. And Bud Crawford just put away a dude that nobody thought could ever be put away. Now I know some of y'all gonna say, well, Kenny Porter threw it in and blah, blah. If you was watching what I was watching and you saw Hay Gap the second time, do you think, A, he would have made it through the round? And B, what about the 11th and 12th round? Bud's going to the body more and more as the fight progresses. What about the 11th and 12th round? What would have happened to Sean Porter? I mean, I was surprised Kenny Porter stopped it, but I can understand because it was about to get real ugly. It was about to get real ugly for Sean Porter. But like I told people, Terrence Bud Crawford would stop Sean Porter if they fought, when they fought. That's why Keith Thurman didn't want to fight Bud Crawford, because Keith Thurman would have got stopped. Earl Spence don't want to fight him because Earl Spence might get stopped. Terrence Bud Crawford is just different at 147. People look at what he did at 140 and was like, wow, that dude's just cold at 140. But no, he's different at 47. That dude's just different. And I wonder, and then I'm not saying that the guys at 54 can't fight. They got some pretty good fighters at 54. They have some, I'll say, B-level fighters. I can't say A-level. We have B-level fighters. Pretty good fighters. Some of them could be possibly A-level, depending on if they show their A-level by dominating what's at 154 and putting out spectacular fights. But if Terrence Bud Crawford go to 54, I mean, I don't think anybody will have a chance at 54. I mean, if you want to say that they're bigger, they can, like a Jerry Hurd can get up there and he can lay on Terrence Bud Crawford. Okay, that's it. That's if Terrence Bud Crawford sit there and let him lay on him for 12 rounds. And then to lay on him, you got to take some fire, incoming fire. So, like I said, the dude hits hard. He's just different. He hits hard and he's a boxer. I wish he would fight more. But maybe that's good he doesn't fight more, because he probably get caught more if he fights more. So, but like I said, I want to hear what the excuses that the LDBC got. I want to hear the excuses that, forget the LDBC. Y'all ain't even important. Y'all ain't important. Y'all ain't important. All the Earl Spence fanboys, all you Earl Spence nut riders, y'all ain't even important. Because I know y'all going to have some excuse. Kenny Porter shouldn't have did this. Sean Porter was just tired and Bud headbutt him. But y'all want to talk about them nut shots Earl Spence gave. But anyway, the same opponent. Who was more impressive? Y'all want to say the kill. And BFTB go. He one of them clowns that's gonna say. I'm not gonna say clowns. BFTB, one of these LDBC dudes. He one of the people gonna say. He the dude that said that Earl Spence victory over Kell Brook was more impressive than Terrence Bud Crawford victory over Kell Brook. So I guess when Bud beat Sean Porter this time, it wasn't as impressive as a split decision. So a stoppage is not more impressive than a split decision. When the corner threw in the towel, is not more important than a split decision. That's what everybody gonna say. Everybody gonna probably downplay this about how it's not an impressive victory. This has got to be one of the most impressive victories at 47 in a while, a very long while. Not saying I'm not. Once again, I'm not trying to overhype Sean Porter. Not saying Sean Porter's all world dude. Well, he's an all world fighter because compared to mere humans like myself, I mean, he fights for a living. He was on pay per view. He was on something where people had to pay $68.99 to see him fight. Us mortal people can't do that. So I'm not saying I'm not trying to downplay Sean Porter in the sense of that. But I'm saying amongst the Bud Crawfords, the Earl Spencers, the Keith Thurmans, the Ugases, amongst all those guys, Sean Porter's is on par or probably a little bit beneath the elite at 147. And you just saw what Bud Crawford did to Sean Porter. So it's not hard to know why no one at PBC wants to touch or approach Terrence Bud Crawford. Oh, and a little FYI, a lot of y'all probably didn't know that Terrence Bud Crawford petitioned the WBC to be the number one, to be the mandatory challenge. To be the WBC number one mandatory challenge. That's how bad he want to fight Earl Spence. Because you know Earl Spence ain't gonna want to. If Earl Spence comes to negotiate table, there ain't gonna be no first shake. Now is it 60-40? Is it 70-30 now? Well, Spence has 2 belts. Who's the best welterweight? Who is the number one pound for pound? No, Canelo Alvarez is not the number one pound for pound fight in the world. Terrence Bud Crawford is the number one pound for pound fight in the world. End of discussion, hands. End of discussion. Anything other than that, I mean, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. You can't be number one in boxing when two fighters chase you in 2 divisions, and another guy who was a top guy at WBC, better than all the guys you fought, you won't even fight him. You're gonna go to cruiserweight. You won't go to 75. Bevo Liberta, if you don't want them, you went to cruiserweight. Man, get the fuck out of here. Now, if you could have went to cruiserweight, why was you at 154 all this time? But nobody ain't thinking about that. Canelo Alvarez was fighting Amir Khan at 154 pounds when he could have went to cruiserweight. And Terrence Bud Crawford stopped Amir Khan or made Amir Khan quit faster than Canelo Alvarez did. Think about that shit. But anyway, but Canelo Alvarez did knock the boy out cold. Amir Khan just quit with Terrence Bud Crawford because he knew he couldn't take that punch, but Canelo did knock the boy out cold. Sleepy time. But back to Spence Crawford. Like I told people, we ain't gonna never see that fight. When Terrence Bud Crawford ran up on him in that stadium, the energy Spence gave, because at first Spence was a big dog. Oh, everybody ducking me. Really? Just like Keith Thurman was when we talking about Floyd. You ducking me, son, you ducking me, but you didn't want to fight Spence. But Spence turned to the new Keith Thurman. Now Earl Spence, what you gonna do? Where can you run? What can they say? Well, he's gonna get. I know what they're gonna say. Well, he's gonna stick to the plan and get Terrence Bud Crawford last. He's gonna fight Ugas. Wow, really? So Terrence Bud Crawford got to wait another year to get in the ring with you, when he could possibly go up to 54 and fight for WBO title at 54. And then possibly get Jermell Charlo on unification. Possibly. So in the same time, you may want to come to the negotiation table. In the same amount of time, he could possibly be getting ready to fight Jermell Charlo for the undisputed championship at 154 pounds. I know that probably won't happen because PBC, y'all, they ain't gonna let it happen. They ain't gonna let Earl Spence look that bad. But it's gonna make all y'all look bad. It's gonna make all y'all look weak as hell. Not only did nobody want to cross the street, then when somebody finally crossed the street, after they were damn near forced to cross the street, they got knocked out. Now we know why nobody want to cross the street. But I want to hear what the excuses will be for Earl Spence not fighting Terrence Bud Crawford. I just want to know what the excuse is gonna be. And any grown man, any grown man, I'm put quotations around that grown man. Any grown man that makes excuses for another grown man, not a good look. I just want to tell you, it's not a good look. A grown man shouldn't have excuses no way. But if you make excuses for another grown man to why something happened for them, my boy, I'm gonna need you to do better. But I'm out. Gonna lay my ass down. Yeah. I'm gonna watch this knockout again though. Watch the stoppage again in the 10th round though. But until next time, peeps.